Okay, today we're going to meet a man named John Marshall, and we're going to look at landmark court cases. So, new things you're going to learn: Marbury versus Madison, which we will focus heavily on tomorrow, McCulloch versus Maryland, and Gibbons versus Ogden. John Marshall, the word landmark, and judicial review. I'm actually not too much going to touch on this word today because the focus of tomorrow and the title of tomorrow is just judicial review. Okay, what I want you to do is look at these pictures and think, do you know what these are? Mount Rushmore, Statue of Liberty, Hollywood sign. That's actually the Grand Canyon, and a famous Texas place, Buc-ee's. So these are all landmarks. It means it's something that everybody knows. It's not just something like that maybe you just know, or very few people know, or only people where you live. It's something that is just really, really popular. They're famous. So type right here a definition for the word landmark. And remember, you can pause a video at any time to do what you got to do. So type the answer here. So what are landmark cases? Landmark cases are just like landmarks, but they're court cases. It's a landmark case is one that is so important that it sets a precedent, first time ever, for future cases and changes something in the legal practice. So we have thousands and thousands and thousands of court cases. Today, I'm only talking about 3, so they must be a big deal. If there's like so many, but we're only talking about these 3. Why? Because everybody knows about them, and you'll soon be that everybody. And they made big changes when it comes to the judicial branch. So we are focusing on our judicial branch. So the Chief Justice is John Marshall. Remember, Chief Justice is the head judge. All right, what you're going to do here is read about John Marshall, real quick background, and then you're going to answer these questions. John Marshall was significant because he was the blank. What's his job? And then move this and tell me if he was a Federalist or tell me if he was an Anti-Federalist. And then how do you know? This Federalist, Anti-Federalist viewpoints will never go away. So again, you really have to make sure you memorize that chart. So I'd pause the video. You're going to read this and answer these 2 questions. Okay, here are 3 simple readings on these 3 court cases. I do apologize that the order they're in, McCulloch versus Maryland, Marbury versus Madison, and Gibbons versus Ogden, are not the order they're on in your chart. So I do apologize for that. So if you want to look at the chart, you'll be using Marbury versus Madison. The reading is the one in the middle. These are 3 court cases. So someone is suing. They are having a disagreement with someone, so they are going to take it to a court of law and let a judge and or a jury decide if this person is right or wrong. So the most important one's Marbury versus Madison. We're going to spend all day tomorrow on that, and I'm going to teach you how to make this really easy. Here's what you'll have to do. You'll have to read about each court case. But don't worry, it's going to be simple once we're all done. You'll read each court case, and then you will tell me who's involved in the court case. Just make a list of the people involved. That's it. And then, what was the issue? I already filled it in for Marbury versus Madison paperwork. It doesn't matter the details of Marbury versus Madison. It seriously does not matter. Each one of these court cases you are learning because they made the federal government, specifically the judicial branch, stronger. It gave them some muscle. I already answered that for you. So let me go back. You'll read about Marbury versus Madison. You'll tell me who's involved. What's the issue? Already read it for you, paperwork. The decision strengthened the federal government. I answered that for you too. But how? How did it strengthen the federal government? Well, go down here to your answers. It's either the national bank was constitutional, allowing the judicial branch to conclude a law was unconstitutional, concluded that the federal government could regulate all trade. Well, you're not going to know which answer it is until you go to Marbury versus Madison and read it. You'll do the same thing first for Gibbons versus Ogden. Who were the people or states involved? What was the issue? If you can tell me the issue in one word, that would be great. Let me type that in one word. I'll do that. What was the issue in One word. Because I will be honest, it doesn't matter the details of the court case. It's the outcome that matters. It doesn't even care if the court, with like Marva versus Madison, I don't care if the court case is over unicorns. It's what the impact was. So this is not a true focus, but I do want you to have it there, what it was about in one word. So then again, for both of these, I already told you the answer is strengthen the federal government, but you tell me how by going over here and looking for the correct answer, typing it in right here. Then for each of these, you will go to insert image and then search the web for a picture. And the picture should probably have to do with its impact. The picture should have to do with the impact. If you are a student who is in class and has your packet but temporarily at home, you can do all of this in your packet. You can simply take a picture of it and turn it in, or just bring it back to me depending on when your return date is, for me to grade. But I think it's a lot easier for you to just write it in your packet. But for you virtual kids, you're going to do it the way you always do. Okay, so once this chart is done and everything is filled out, you'll obviously know how each of these court cases strengthen the federal government, specifically the judicial branch part of the federal government. And then you'll answer these two questions. Before John Marshall, Chief Justice, the judicial branch was, and actually, weak or strong? Which one was it? So delete the wrong answer. After John Marshall's decisions, the judicial branch was weak or strong. Just delete the wrong answer. And that is the point of today, is why are we talking about these court cases and not the thousands of others? Well, because they strengthen the federal government, and you tell me how. Tomorrow we'll focus on the world famous Marbury versus Madison. If you have any questions, just send me the question in the stream of Google Classroom.